We're live. Oh. We're live. I was muted again.
What up? Let's get weird. Hope you enjoyed the pre-show where I think Evan decided to... You played that, right? On the thing.
A few seconds.
All right. Did you let them know you were doing it on purpose? Or
Yeah, there were still people like, what the fuck? But
yeah, that's what we have to deal with all pre-show.
That's literally the pre-show every day.
It's literally 10 straight minutes. He doesn't shut it off until we literally go live. And it's just pimple poppers and people screaming and horror movies. And how many things are going on at the same time there, Evan? Because I know he's always watching McAfee, TikTok, and like fucking Long Island Audit at the same time with
no
all three sounds. 12, 11 and a half?
Yeah.
Over under?
I can multitask.
Yeah, a doorbell ringing, a dog barking, a fucking woman screaming, a phone call. Yeah. So,
a dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you know why he's the biggest fucking 40-something-year-old baby you've ever seen. He's a child. He needs constant fucking attention all the time or he goes crazy. Bill Rupp, how you doing?
Good. Got my Ravens shirt.
Oh, yeah. You're about to burn that. I had to basically cash it.
Same shirt.
Rackets.
Same shirt.
Rackets. We're going to go to war a little bit. But cash it to start.
In the Super Bowl, baby.
We're going after this kid to start. If you thought me and Rackets were going to start the show fighting, nope. We're going right for this fucking fraud right here. Joey Rackets, the person who said, I will never buy another team's gear.
I reminded him in the pre-show.
On you for 3 years for buying other teams' gear. That's like 19 things.
Now he's got like 20 different shirts.
I told you the other day that what's her name is my favorite. My girl from ESPN.
Anita
Marks.
And I love her t-shirt collection. So now when I'm a fan of the shirt, when I'm a fan of the team, when we're playing, so I only like Yankees.
You hear him saying we?
Yep, he's already on, dude.
Well, now I'm going to support the Rams t-shirts coming for Wednesday or Thursday.
You got a Rams shirt coming too?
The Rams?
We're going to get a Cowboys shirt. We have a huge Cowboys debate going.
He's going to have a Cowboy shirt by the playoffs.
I'll have a Cowboy shirt too. Don't worry. Next week. I don't need to wear one this week. It's an automatic gimme that they win.
No, you don't need to wear the Ravens one this week. They have a
16-0. 16-0.
16 months.
Yeah. 16-1.
16-0. Tommy says 16-1. When you do a streak, who adds the last losses?
I'm using.
You start the streak from the loss after. So it's 16-0.
Well, no.
Bill's manipulating numbers.
You did. You did.
You took the sample size of 20 games last time.
You went and attacked poor Mark. I think that was his name.
Yeah, it was Mark.
And said, we haven't lost in 2 years.
He said last Saturday. That's why.
But if you're the one, I don't care what he said.
16-0.
You said they haven't lost in 2 years. So I'm taking the last 2 full seasons, and you're 16-1.
No, 16-0.
You said then you can't say 2 years. Then you have to say we haven't lost in 15 months.
16-0.
All right. Either way, what we're arguing about here is that Bill is a complete retard. Doesn't understand that the Cowboys are the worst playoff team in America. Dak's the biggest choke quarterback. McCarthy's the biggest choke coach. And whatever they did in the regular season literally means nothing.
Doesn't understand that was 2 years ago.
I'm going to be taking the Packers in an upset in this game.
I mean, you're going to be losing money like an idiot.
Well, I'll be getting the 7.5, considering they haven't beat a 500 team by more than 7 in 2 years. So, outside of the Eagles.
Bill and I said it would be 7.5 too last week.
Yeah, we did. Yes, that was the right line.
Don't you add yourself into that? It was me and Rackets.
What do you mean? I was on here and fucking said it.
We were talking.
It was Bill.
You guys said spread 7.5. I said yes, 7.5.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and the bottom line is Bill lucked the fuck out because he was about to get skull fucked across the board when the Niners, who are on Rackets' head, were beating the Rams, because now me and Bill on the Rams train was going to play Dallas, Evan. So he was about to have his Rams future playing his Dallas Cowboys and guaranteed to be fucked in one way or the other.
You have that scenario. So why are you saying I'm about to get fucked when that exact scenario is happening to you?
Right. And let's talk about what's happening to me. So my scenario is fantastic because I sprinkled on it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on.
So it would have been shitty for me if it
Yes.
happened, but it's awesome for you.
Yes.
Mine didn't happen, and
Yes.
both of my teams are there.
Yes.
But both of your teams are playing each other, and it's great.
Can I explain why, or are you just going to talk
Yeah,
through
go
me?
ahead.
Oh, am I loud, or are you going to cut me off
Go
again?
ahead.
Okay.
It's gonna be something so stupid.
So in my scenario and your scenario, Bill, and tell me if you agree with this, we actually believe the Rams can make it to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
right? Like we made that bet going like this team is legit, bro. And if they could just catch an injury to Debo or maybe hopefully Purdy stays healthy so that we get to play that bag of shit instead of the great Sam Darnold, whatever can happen in that game, we think we're live. My sprinkles on Joe Flacco plus 10,000 a few weeks ago, you said was a dog shit bet. And my sprinkle on Houston Texans plus 10,000, this mook said was a dog shit bet.
It really was.
So those were like, hey, fuck it, plus 10,000. Let me do a little sprinkle out there. And they're playing each other,
Now, one of them is ruined.
which means I'm guaranteed a plus 10,000 into round two.
Now one of your teams is guaranteed to be gone.
I'm guaranteed a plus 10. Glass
Now,
half full.
I'm
not done. Bill, I'm not done. Bill, I'm not done.
I got guaranteed 2 teams.
So I'm guaranteed a plus 10,000 into round 2, which is great.
And I'm guaranteed 2 teams in round 2.
So in your situation, we're going to have a lot of fighting going on. It's going to be me and Bill versus Rackets at some points in the Rams stuff. It's going to be Bill and Rackets versus me in the Cowboys bets. It's going to be me versus the world in the Ravens games. So let's see how this goes. This should be a fun NFL playoff. We were really excited about it. Off to a great start. Let's start off with the Bills last night. We'll work backwards. Rackets for you so that we don't have to start off talking about your Colts and your fucking Trevor Lawrence and all the shit that I'm going to just...
I'm not mad about the Colts, bro. They had a 4th and 1, and I understand Taylor wasn't in the game. Let's start there. Let's start there.
Oh, we're starting there. Okay. So let me just set the stage. Let me set the stage. I put in the Texans plus 10,000 3 weeks ago. Rackets home is the dumbest bet in the history of America, and I'm a fucking idiot. Kept skull fucking me in the chat, which happens wherever Rackets makes fun of me. The chat goes crazy and loves it because they like jumping me, right? When I make fun of Rackets runs away, and it's just me talking to myself. So what so he makes fun of me. So
I turn my notifications off.
He turns it off, shuts his phone off, and I just keep tagging him and calling him a faggot and fucking doing all that shit. So basically, what I'm trying to
I catch up like at one time, and I just go through my notification. I'm like, this
trying to pull him out of the darkness, like Evan's in the darkness right now because he just realized we're gonna get demonetized because I said the F. Yeah, there you go. But fuck money. I'd rather say what I want. So they give us like 8 cents a show anyway.
That's also a topic too. I gotta talk about.
Cool. Well, we're gonna get to the topics too. So, and then CJ Stroud comes back. They win a game, and now Rackets. After I told you, motherfucker, that Houston was going to win and he was making fun of me all game. He was making fun of me when we were up 14-3.
I don't let up.
I was like, scoreboard, bro, what are you fucking doing?
Don't let up.
Like, yeah, Tommy, fuck you. I'm like, well, wait. How am I getting shit on? We're up 14-3.
Knew it wasn't happening.
What ends up happening is Tommy G's plus 10,000 CJ Stroud. Bill will call on you next. Tommy's CJ Stroud gets a home game. Let's go. Texans. Right. So Rackets, set the stage. Before you go, let's let this idiot who raised his hand like an adult. Yeah. So, Bill, you're up next.
So if you're going to continue to run the show, I mean, because when I did it last week, it was much better. You might want to start off like you let your emotions take over and you just completely jumped headlines.
Okay. Well, no, I know what I'm doing. I'm also watching the views and I'm noticing them going up as we're talking emotionally. So I'm not going to stop the train we're on. Because I'm doing 12 things at once while you're just sitting there going, when can I talk about the Ravens? So
I don't need to talk about the Ravens because they don't play this week.
You shut up. If we don't get the headlines, we do headlines later. The most important thing is the recap of what happened this weekend in the NFL. We'll get to headlines. There's not much to bet on tonight, Bill. It's a college football game and a couple others.
For the people who wanted to tune into the weekend and they turn in at 2:30 because they thought we would do headlines first, and they're like, oh, shit, they already did it. They went backwards. What the fuck?
In case you don't notice.
Rewind it.
Yeah,
new year, new us.
In case you don't notice, I've never done a show or a podcast for anyone but fucking me. So this is going to be what I want it to be. Joey Rackets, tell me about your disgusting Indianapolis Colts and how they choked away the playoffs again.
Everyone's going to talk about Taylor not being in on that 4th and 1. And like when they originally lined up that play, I'm like, what's going on here? But Taylor wasn't healthy that whole fucking drive. Okay. Now, if you run that play for Taylor in the flat, he's not going to be as wide open at all That dude had a chance to score if he catches the ball. So you can't hate on Steichen for the play call. You can't. He was wide open. If he makes the catch and even falls down, he can crawl for that first down.
It was an awful throw.
It was an awful throw. Like, it was behind him. He had to fucking turn around to get it. If that ball's on the money or even close and he catches it while he's falling down, he can be crawling for that first down because there's nobody around him. And if he catches it standing up, he's scoring. So, at first, yes, I was mad. What the fuck's going on? But Taylor was not healthy that entire fucking drive, right. And he looked like he wasn't healthy.
I don't know. He had a couple good runs at the
end.
Well,
they did run it. They did run.
Well, that's the point, Rackets. I don't think it's as much about the physical error that people are getting on Steichen and them for at the end of the game. I think it was a lot more for the just run.
Yeah.
Run. It's like, all right, you got to throw a pass or two in here somewhere.
Dude, I was in the chat screaming in the middle of the game, just run the ball. They can't stop
in the middle of the game is fine. Yeah.
Just run the ball. All of a sudden they do it, and Taylor goes fucking ballistic, which I told you guys on the show Friday. I haven't been touting Taylor all season long. This had Jonathan Taylor written all the fuck over it. He destroys the Texans in every fucking game that he plays against them. And if you have a playoff game, you're not going to be splitting carries with Zach Moss, which is a lot of stuff I saw on this thing or on Twitter saying Taylor's under 17 and a half carries because Moss is going to be involved. Guys, it's a playoff game. Zach Moss is going to have like 6 carries. He's not going to have fucking 15 or 17. It's going to be the Jonathan Taylor show, and that's what it was, and that's what we got.
And that's what worked.
And that's really what worked. They should have won the game 3 times over. They didn't. It is what it is. Now, looking back on it, me personally as a fan, now that it's over, I'm glad they lost that game because they have a better draft position. They weren't doing anything in the playoffs anyways. It's easy to say looking back on it.
You're talking about a first-round loss and eliminating now. You're talking about
it's like 2 play. It's like 2 spots, right? Like they're
come on. You're not happy about it. If you're a Colts fan, you're not happy that you didn't get to watch a playoff game and get excited because you get the 21st pick instead of the 19th.
I agree with that, but you're not. There's just another week of false hope.
You just aren't good at taking L's. So I'm going to take it.
No, I'm fine with it.
Take your L. You lost. It sucked. You were mad. You hid from the chat.
Stroud. Everyone's going to suck Stroud's dick. Like he played
good.
He looked good.
He made some throws, bro.
Yeah, but you take away the 75-yard touchdown and they lose.
You can't. But you can't just take away a 75-yard touchdown because
it's the first play of the game.
No. Okay, so it's the right play. Came out of the second half and did the same thing. Went deep on the first play. Here's what I'm saying.
And that one didn't work.
No, it did. They gained 30 yards on it. Let me do this.
It wasn't a whole.
If Gardner Minshew would have made the 50-yard pass that
and he missed it.
Right. So there's
and then they win the game.
Right. You can't just say 75.
But I would say that. I would literally say the same thing.
It was a great route. It was a great play.
I would have said the exact same thing if Minshew hits that throw, though. Like, without that throw, they don't win the game. Like, it's...
The thing that people are underestimating about C.J. Stroud, he was without Noah Brown, Robert Woods, and Tank Dell. You're talking about literally that's a starting receiving core on a good team.
No, I agree.
And he's doing all this. So, I mean, he's missing 3
Stroud's legit. Stroud is legit, but I don't think he had the game that everyone's saying.
I think he did. I think he made the right throws at the right times. He was throwing darts, and
he looked shook in the third quarter.
But he looked good in the fourth. Like he came out in the fourth. But so anyway, enough about the Colts game. I think the biggest issue with the Steichen thing wasn't the final play call. I actually agree with Rackets. I don't think that was a bad play call. I think the problem was, Bill, what I said, and I said enough of the Colts, and then I'm going to finish with this. Why the fuck are you trying to draw them off sides on 4th and 1? And then
that drove me insane.
And I told Bill that play never works if they know it's coming. It's stupid. And the bottom line is that timeout that
cost
they
them
used
40 seconds.
Cost them 45 seconds. And I said, Bill, when it was happening, I said this. I'm like, dude, that's going to cost them if they don't get this first down.
I said the same thing to my wife.
They should have had the ball at the 40 with 50 seconds left instead of 5 seconds left.
And time ended up not being an issue, so it is what it is. But
they spent the whole time assuming they were going to score and giving Stroud no time.
But I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter about Steichen saying, I love Steichen until this play.
Twitter's retarded.
He was wide open, guys. If he makes that catch, everyone's like, oh, what a play. What a play call. No, stop it.
Yeah, no, the play call was fine. It worked perfectly. The guy was wide open. So let's go back to the Bills game now last night, Bill Rupp. Bills, Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things, right? Like looking like I think the Bills should have won that game 47-14.
I've said it in the MVP channel, like the Bills should have 50 right now.
Yeah, I mean that was like, Josh Allen's just looking like the best quarterback ever to play football, and then you're just like, is this Zach Wilson, right? What's going on right now? Like,
The
who is
one
this?
Interception was awful. The second one, Gabe Davis never turned around. And he just kind of threw it to a spot.
It was a panic throw still. Like, I mean, it was
It was a fadeaway, too. He threw it off his back foot, fading away.
But
he makes those throws, though.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's what he does.
Dolphins don't win without
Dolphins suck.
Mostert and fucking Waddle. I mean, it's bottom line.
It's basically what we've been saying, the same as the Niners. Like, there's certain teams like that are that great. Once you take a weapon or two away, you watch them fall off a cliff. So it's like
Tua made some nice throws last night, but he looked kind of lost at some points.
Dude, listen, the bottom line is the Niners and the Dolphins are the same team, except the Dolphins have a better defense and actually better weapons. My Dolphins just have faster weapons.
Bro, you see how much Tyreek Hill needs Waddle in these games?
No, Tua needs Waddle.
No, I'm just saying Tyreek Hill too. Tyreek ain't catching 200 yards.
No, I mean, he hasn't done that in a couple weeks anyway. But
so,
the bottom line is that we said it before the game. We pounded the Bills. We had to sweat it. I don't know how, but we pounded the Bills. Bills was the right side. Bills should have won by 35 in that game. If you bet the Dolphins, you're retarded. Because the bottom line is that without Waddle, their passing game is shit. Without Mostert, it hurts their running game. So Bills advance, 2 seed now, but Rackets cashed the 500. I got
500 to make the playoffs and the fucking AFC East. That was
Bill cast the division.
I will say Achan is legit, bro. Like you give that. I don't want to give him 20, 25 carries because he's not going to hold up, but you give him 15 carries a game, he's going to get 100 yards.
That's why Mostert's so important because they could, just keep Achan fresh and have him go off. But
he's awesome.
So the Bills are in. Bill, anything else on that game last night?
Nope.
Who's that motherfucker in the chat? Please show yourself, you fucking pussy. Guys, here's the thing. We get trolled all day and all night by everyone on Twitter, in the chat, and in the chat room. If you're one of these cunts that come out here and go, fuck you, and get proven wrong, be a man. It's happened a couple times out of the 50,000. Be a man and say, hey, I came out and, I was wrong. Like the kid on the UFC day. Remember that, Bill? Where he disagreed with every pick Mike had, and he lost every single one of them, and now we haven't seen him in fucking a month and a half. Whoever you are out there, I will give you credit. I'll actually give you a free week if you show yourself in the chat room right now, and I can go back and prove it. Who told me, you fucking loser, to take my fucking L on Trevor Lawrence 4 weeks ago, and I told you no because the Jaguars suck and Trevor Lawrence sucks. Show yourself because he's fucking ass. Dude.
I'm right here.
Ass. All right. And you just suck his dick for 2 years. The nice thing about Rackets is his whole argument with me was Trevor Lawrence versus this Trevor Lawrence. And then once he realized Trevor Lawrence sucked, he didn't take his L. He just moved to Brock Purdy, right? Like he just moves to a new thing. And then when I bring up the old thing, everyone's
subtle
like,
transition.
That's old. So for the year I was getting killed on it, it was everything. And now the year I'm killing him, that's old news.
That's old news.
No,
Purdy, baby.
Not old news. Trevor Lawrence shits all over himself to the point where I went in the chat and said, Rackets, get in here for this last drive. Watch how bad this is going to be.
Notifications were already off at that point.
Watch how bad this final drive is going to be. And he threw for 0 yards, and the drive took 14 seconds. I think
he was 0 for 3 in that drive. Yeah.
And the drive took 14 seconds. So, Rackets?
Here's my thing with Lawrence.
Oh,
like,
my God.
No. Go ahead.
Take your L.
He's not playing well right now. I think he's injured.
He's hurt.
I think he's injured.
Everyone gets an excuse, but Ritter and Wilson.
Here's my reasoning for this. Okay, to stay with me for a second.
No, I'm already.
There's 32 fucking quarterbacks in the NFL. How many of them are actually really good?
How
5,
many
6?
of them came into the league in perfect stature from the perfect coach at the perfect college, expecting to be the future of the NFL?
Being called Joe Montana. I get it.
I mean, dude, they were calling him like he was there with Mahomes, Allen,
I understand.
and Burrow, and now he's down there with like fucking Minshew and
he's in the middle of the pack. He's not as far down as you think he is. Like, I would say that there's 6 really good quarterbacks in the league, and he's probably like 13 or 14. He's right above Baker.
But that's not good.
But he's not. That's not what he was supposed to be.
Right.
So, like, is he still a franchise quarterback?
Take the L.
I'm going to take the L on it.
Okay, thank you.
He's still a franchise quarterback, though. Like, it's not like the Jaguars can go out and cut him, right?
Right.
Like, somebody else is going to pick him up. Somebody else.
No, he's still their guy.
He's football.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So, like, I'm seeing stuff about
Yes,
people
he
like
is.
cutting him and stuff like that. Like he's
No.
at worst, he's third.
I won't even
best.
say that. Yeah, listen, he's a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Top 10.
He's probably going to make another Pro Bowl in his career, but that doesn't.
He's
mean much.
he's a good quarterback. The problem with him is the offense can't get off script with him. He's the progression: read 1, read 2, read 3, check down. If he has to scramble, get out of, he's not comfortable doing that. That's where he makes a lot of mistakes, man.
He's exactly what his numbers say he is right now. In his career, he averages about 3,900 yards a season through the air, which is not great, but fine. That's what like Lamar does, right? Who's not a passing quarterback, but Lamar's rushing for 1,000 on the other side. He has 58 touchdowns and 39 interceptions in his career. He averages 12, 25, and 21 touchdowns, 17, 8, and 14 interceptions. That's not good. Those are like Zach Wilson type numbers, right? But on steroids, but the ratio is similar. He's a 20 touchdown, 14 interception, 4,000 yard, probably rush for, 4 touchdowns and a few hundred on the ground, be hurt a couple times throughout every year, play through it because he is a tough kid. And he's just fine. He's better than Kyler Murray, but he's not top 10. He's
right with Baker. He's right. He's a little bit better than Baker.
He's what I call a franchise destroyer because he's good enough and you have enough invested in him that
he's
you
going
can't
to be your
ever let him
franchise
go.
Quarterback. Yep.
But he's not good enough to ever win you a Super Bowl. So you end up just sitting in purgatory for 8 years, kind of like that guy on your fantasy football team that scores 9 or 10 every week, and you keep putting him in the lineup, but he never gets you the 20-25 you need to win.
See, I don't really agree with that. I think eventually he can win. I think it's more of he's got to stop trying to do it all himself, man. Like he's got a little bit of that Josh Allen syndrome where like if shit starts going wrong, he tries to put it all on his shoulders, and you really just can't do that.
He's listen, here's what Trevor Lawrence is, exactly what he said when he came out. He's going to be fine. He's fine.
He's not Joe Montana or
if
whatever.
If you put him on the Browns or the Jets or something, yeah, he probably can make a run with a top 3 defense. He's fine. But all that Jaguars hype, bye Felicia. Trevor Lawrence, bye Felicia.
That kid that put 55 grand on the
backyard breaks kid.
Yeah, backyard breaks kid, 55 grand on them to win division.
Yeah. So we'll talk a little more NFL playoffs on Thursday. We'll break it all down. But before we get to Howie and the national championship game tonight, which I know a lot of you are here to talk about, Bill Rupp, anything else on the games of this weekend that you wanted to address?
Yeah. Got fucked by the snow on that Belichick
That sucked.
game. Lost a shit ton.
Patriots, man. Good.
I mean, dude, in good weather, the Patriots win that game easily. It's just, yeah.
It was the snow that completely fucked that whole game up. But if you were a subscriber, we kept pounding Breece Hall. That was the fucking joke. They kept putting that line up. We hit that a bunch of times, and Breece Hall plus 350 touchdown. And we also had Jets any quarter to end scoreless. So we actually
third quarter got that.
Even though it got killed on the fucking game, made a bunch of units back on that game, which ended up being good. But the snow completely fucked that whole game up, and it was a joke.
Quick question about Belichick. Where do you guys think he ends up going? Like, Tommy, I know you said the Chargers.
I don't think it's the Chargers, but that's what everyone's saying. I could see him on like a more respected team. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. Antonio Pierce has been great, so I'm assuming they're going to keep him there. But I wouldn't have been floored if he would have gone to like the Raiders or something.
What happened with the Saints yesterday? Saints Falcons. The Saints
came marching
Your boy
in.
Arthur Smith got mad.
He's fired. Arthur Smith is gone. Gone the fuck out.
Game, the coach told him to take it.
Jameis Winston did it. Yeah.
That was the greatest interview of all time.
Greatest interview. I love Jameis Winston. I've always loved Jameis Winston.
Ran an audible to get Williams a touchdown.
Remember the Jameis Winston, right? When he does that.
He's eating his fingers and shit.
Nobody listens to the coach.
Eat this dumb.
Yeah, he's fucking autistic. He's autistic.
He does the dumb.
If I'm that coach, bro, I'm going into that locker room hot.
No, I don't. I think Jameis just went out because Jameis is the man, and he is a leader. Yeah, we remember him in college, Howie, Jameis Winston. The one thing about him, he's a loose cannon. He's a leader, dude.
Wins.
Jameis Winston is a leader.
Wins.
He wins, and he's a leader. I think what happened was they did it. I think the coach called it, and I think after the game, Jameis walked up and said, "Yo, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna say I did this." I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. That's what Jameis would do.
I believe it.
I'm gonna eat this. Yo, we're gonna say we did this. I got this.
There's a good question in the chat, Tommy. Jordan Love or Trevor Lawrence? I'm taking Trevor Lawrence still.
Jordan Love. And the funny thing is, I hated Jordan Love coming out more than I hated Trevor Lawrence. I'm kind of a Jordan Love believer now.
Yeah,
I don't think he's great, but I like what I see out of him. The kid actually is proving me wrong. Now, I haven't been very wrong on bad quarterbacks. I've been predicting fucking Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, telling you all these guys that are going to suck. That I'm good with. I kind of like Jordan Love right now.
Trevor Lawrence's statistics for his first 4 years in the NFL are identical exactly to Trevor Lawrence. They're identical.
To Trevor Lawrence? Is there Trevor
They're
Lawrence?
Identical.
Hold on. You just said Trevor Lawrence is identical to Trevor Lawrence.
Well, to Daniel Jones.
Oh, to Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's who he is. That's who he is.
Well, they're identical. Pass completions percentage.
He is Daniel Jones. That's a good answer. He's
number
number 15, 16, 17, who could be number 22. People always get – the only difference is everyone kills Daniel Jones, even though he has 0 weapons on that team, and everyone makes an excuse for Trevor Lawrence. Every year we have another excuse. Oh, this year he was hurt. Oh, this year he didn't have the right weapons. Oh, this year he didn't have this. They just make excuses for him because he's the Clemson.
Jaguars fell off a cliff after they started 8-3, and the team's social media team tweeted about playoff tickets.
Yeah, that's when we did the commercial that Sunday.
Yeah, and honestly, here's the funny thing: Howie Dewey, although they lost that game the day he came on. Howie Dewey came on here that day and said, "There's problems going on in the Jaguars locker room. I'm hitting the other team. The Jaguars won, but Howie."
They fell apart pretty quick after that.
Straight after that. So maybe
they actually lost. San Francisco beat the shit out of him, man. I talked to a security dude, and he's like, "Yeah, there's some issues, man.
There's a lot of problems in the locker room." Yeah. So, I mean, that's a quarterback's job, to keep that locker room together. That's part of your job.
Still.
Bill, what's going to happen is the Dallas Cowboys are going to lose the opener of the playoffs, and Bill Belichick will be the new coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Cowboys aren't losing at home. You guys are.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I love
Bill
it.
Belichick will be the next Cowboys coach.
I don't know if you get fired.
Joe's already talking to him. He's going to pull a Billy Parcells.
I mean, listen, I would love it. I would love to see him be the coach of the Jets.
Look at that bomb.
I would love to fire Rob Saleh and be the coach of the Jets, but we will see. Any thoughts or feelings on this weekend, Howie? I'll just say from my bet's perspective, Bill went over his. I actually won every bet I put out for NFL, except ones where it snowed obsessively and I tailed Bill Rupp, or the guy got hurt. That's it. Every bet where my guy didn't get hurt, I won.
Did you take the Taylor 100 yards plus 300?
No. Sutton got hurt. Hurts, his finger looked like this, and they got blown out. But Judy hit, Stidham hit, Ritter hit, Packers hit, Bills hit, Allen 2 touchdowns hit.
We told everybody on here not to bet the Eagles, to bet the Giants, and then we didn't.
Yeah, we did say it on this show. So
Eagles are in trouble, dude.
They're going to lose.
No, Eagles aren't in trouble. Eagles are done.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, and again, where's everyone who was shitting on me last year?
First team and
you two idiots right here. Last year, when I was telling you Jalen Hurts sucks,
Jalen
Hurts sucks. Now all of a sudden, Steichen goes to the Colts, and Jalen Hurts sucks.
First team in NFL history to start the season 10-1 and not finish with 12 wins.
Yeah, but Rackets, were they really 10-1 though? Look at all the games that they won.
I mean, they should have lost that Bills game. And if we look back on that, Josh Allen, that fucking 12-man on the field with the Bills. If the Bills win that game, Josh Allen is in the MVP conversation with Purdy and Lamar, and it's Lamar and Josh Allen right now in a 50-50 race for the MVP.
Yeah.
That literally changed everything.
Yeah. So let's get to college football here, Howie Dewey. As we said, we just absolutely skullfuck obliterated. I was up over 133 units.
It was a good year.
And this bowl guide, good year, good bowl season. Bad Monday, bad New Year's Day for me personally. I was in on Bama. I was in on both the wrong sides of those games. Luckily, up 133 units, could get back about 10, 15, 20 of them. But tonight, I fucking am all in on this, Howie. I read your write-up in the bowl guide. My write-up's in the bowl guide. We'll give this out here. Obviously, no one's going and buying the bowl guide for $40 for one game. So let's give it out. All of you got your money's worth who purchased it, hopefully. And Washington, Michigan, before me and Howie go break it on, let me go over to Bill Rupp over there. Bill, you like to get involved in college once we get to big games, March Madness, conference tournaments. Do you have a lean on Michigan, Washington tonight?
Yeah, I'm taking Washington.
All right, let's go. We got Bill Rupp on our side, too.
There's a better bet.
Let's go to the end. Is it a prop?
Yep.
All right, let's go to the props right after this. So once we do the breakdown of the game, we'll go into the props because I got a prop or two too. I want to cover. So how we doing? Let me start with you. What are you seeing? What are you thinking? What are you looking at in this national championship tonight, which starts at 7:30?
That's
What
crazy.
is this, a Knicks game? What's going on?
I can't. I don't even understand.
I thought it was going to be like 8:39, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing to the people? Washington is in the championship. They're on the West Coast. They're the Pacific time zone. So people in Washington, Howie, although they don't work and they just do heroin in the streets, so they'll probably be free. People in Washington, this game starts at 4:15 on a Monday. They're at work for another 45 minutes.
Yo, if you're in Seattle or Spokane, that's going to be a kick-ass happy hour.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you those bars are starting to kick it around noon, 1 o'clock today. And by 4 o'clock, it's going to be wild.
I mean, and Michigan's one time zone over too, right? Aren't they? It'll be 6:30.
Yeah.
So the two teams that are in it are supposed starting at 6:30 and 4:15. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Unless they're writing 7:30 and it's really an hour pregame ceremony and it starts at 8:30. Very weird, but keep your eye on that, guys. It's not 8 o'clock. It's 7:30 according to the websites that I'm seeing. So, Howie, talk to me about the game.
Listen, man, I think you're going to see Penix go deep first play of the game. First snap, he's going to go 75 yards, probably for a touchdown. And I think that'll.
And when he does that, Joey Rackets will say it doesn't count.
I literally was about I'll mute and say that. Fucking bullshit. I hate that shit, dude.
It's going to happen. I'm telling you. I'm calling it. I think it'll happen right off the bat. He'll set the tone. Michigan, they have an excellent defense. But this guy's the best quarterback in the country, man. He's the best.
Second best.
I'm sorry. They beat Oregon twice. They beat you. They beat a pretty solid schedule, probably better than Michigan's. In this kid, whenever you bet a big game, whether it's college basketball, college football, the first thing I always look for, who's got the best player? Who's got the player that with 3 minutes to go, you want the ball in their hands? And that's Penix. I mean, how do you bet against him?
Listen, this is obviously everyone knows if I have an Achilles heel in college sports, which I do, it is the Big Ten. I fucking hate the Big Ten. I suck at the Big Ten. I don't even want to watch the Big Ten. I destroy the Big 12, destroy the SEC, like all the conference. I just hate the North, right? Like the Big Ten, I'm just terrible.
It's shitty football.
Yeah, it's slow, bad, just hard for me to fucking. I don't know. I've never been great at handicapping the Big Ten. It's been a struggle. But the second biggest Achilles heel for me has probably been the Pac-12. Right? Like those late night college football games with teams that are the exact opposite, Howie. They play no defense and the score's 58-57 at the end of the game. So, this is a little bit of a tough situation. I actually got these both wrong on Monday. Oh, man, I got Michigan wrong. I got Washington wrong. I do have a friend, my boy Tony, who just been dominating the Washington all year. Michigan should not have won that game. That was a joke.
Alabama gave it to them.
It took a terrible quarterbacking performance from Milroe, 115 passing yards in the game. It took 10 horrific snaps from the center that he rolled to fucking Milroe, Howie.
By the way, he's not even finishing up the spring semester. That guy made a phone call back to Alabama and said to his girlfriend, who's probably also 300 pounds, he said, "Sweetie, pack up the fucking station wagon. I'm not even going back there. I'll meet you in Mississippi."
Well, he could probably retire off the bag of money he was probably handed before that game to make sure that Alabama money FanDuel didn't get waxed on. So it took fucking Milroe fumbling off his knee when no one was near him. And they still were down 7 at the end of the game and needed a miracle drive to go come back and tie it. And then needed the worst play call in America, another bad snap and shit to go right in overtime just to edge out that game against Alabama. And so they didn't deserve that win. They shouldn't be here. While Washington went and played Texas, who beat the shit out of Alabama earlier in the year. And literally, Howie, they beat them. Like, that was a 6-point game, but it shouldn't have been. That should have been, like, Washington was winning that game pretty much the whole game. You were like, I'm on the wrong side when I was on Texas. Yeah, they could have won that by 2 or 3. So I'm going into this going, how are we getting 5 points?
Well, it started at 6.5. And I think the smart money is just pulling that thing down. You might see it at 3.5, 4 by kickoff.
Dude, it's up to 5. I don't know, dude. Here's my thing. Okay,
So
sharp money's on Washington.
It's at 4.5 right now, Tommy.
Okay, I mean, I see 5 even at some books. I see 5 at PointsBet, Caesars, 5.5 at MGM, 4.5 at FanDuel, 5 at Bet Rivers, 5 at DraftKings. Listen, guys, this is maniacal because the only people I think that are pounding Michigan right here are the public, right? Because every sharp I've talked to is on Washington. We're on Washington. Everyone here. So I think this is it's a national championship. It's kind of like the Super Bowl. You get a lot more dumb money coming in than you've ever got before. And I think people just hear Michigan and Washington and think Michigan's going to fucking roll this team. So I love this spot for Washington. Here's the reason why. Here's the main reason why. Take away the players, take away performance. Washington, in this game, I think there's 4 paths, right, to any game. There's favorite wins in a blowout, favorite edges it out, underdog wins in a blowout, underdog edges it out, right? Those are the 4 paths of any game. Could you see, Howie, I'm just going to ask you yes or no, a Michigan team that hasn't scored over 31 points since November 4th, right? And so, can you see a scenario where Washington wins this game 45-24?
That's what I do see it happen.
Okay. So yes, right? Can you see a scenario where this game comes down to the wire and Washington, who has literally just edged out close game after close game, I think 9 of their last 10 games have been decided by 7 to 10 points or less, and they've won them all. Where this game comes down to the wire, Penix makes a big throw, and Washington wins by 3. Can you? Is that a possible scenario?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Can you see a scenario where Michigan wins the game late, does what they did with Alabama, plays sloppy, grinds it out, and Michigan wins on a game-winning field goal or something close?
If it's a low-scoring game.
24-21 Michigan win like they did with Alabama. Yes. Can you see a scenario where Michigan goes into this game and beats Washington 40-20?
Hell no.
Right. So there's only 4 paths.
Yeah.
One of them ain't happening, right? Like Michigan ain't going out because Washington's going to score 20-plus points and Michigan ain't going to score 40, right? So one scenario can't happen in my mind. And the other 3, underdog loses close, give me the +5. Underdog wins, give me the +5. Underdog blows out, give me the +5. Every path leads to Washington being the right bet.
I mean, if you look at it, Michigan's last 4 out of 5 games, they beat Alabama by a touchdown. They beat Ohio State by 6. And we saw Ohio State in that bowl game. Mm-hmm. Maryland, they beat Maryland by 7. Beat Penn State by 9. Mm-hmm. Hey, listen.
These aren't even good teams. Maryland sucks. Penn State sucks.
I mean, I just for Washington to lose, Penix will have to have he doesn't have bad games.
Well, and I don't even think it's all Penix because my favorite prop of the day is on Dylan Johnson. I think there's more than just Penix on this team.
Well, they got a great offensive line.
Yeah, they got a great line. They got a good back, and they got a great quarterback, and they got Aduze and great weapons on the outside. Listen, I think this. You can see the fucking Michigan fans in the chat. Michigan wins by 30. Michigan's smart. There's no fans that are worse in the world. Eagles fans and Dallas Cowboy fans and Yankee fans. Let's unite for a second and all agree that Red Sox fans come in with us. Let's all agree that there's nothing fucking worse than Michigan and Ohio State fans in the United States of America because they never win fucking anything. And they always talk like they're the Yankees. So fuck you, Big Ten fans. Win something. You don't win anything ever. So good. Go get it. I hope you lose.
Tommy, one thing about this game tonight, I'm on the odds trader right now. Opened at +155 with 75% of the money, or 75% of the tickets on Washington is now 180.
See, I'm seeing opened at +160 with 38% of the tickets on Washington.
I see 75%.
Yeah, I'm seeing a totally different. I'm seeing 62% of the public on Michigan. So, yeah, I'm seeing the exact opposite on that one.
That's not.
I think it's tough in Super Bowl type games because there's so much money flying in that. Is anyone really sharp at this point? Everyone knows.
Are these numbers even accurate?
Yeah.
How accurate are they?
There's so much volume coming in Rackets that they can't even. They're not even trying to make accurate numbers.
I got 60-40.
Yeah, they are literally just trying to keep
everything's everywhere.
Balance. Right. They're trying to scale this because there's a lot. You're going to see Floyd Mayweather drop $1 million on Michigan. You'll
Yeah,
see
but we're
Drake
never
drop
usually like
$1
when we
million on
compare
Michigan.
when we compare on the show, we're never really on the opposite side like that though. Like they're usually somewhat close. This is really weird.
Yeah, this is really weird.
Port Tart will drop $1 million on Michigan.
No, he's probably dropped $2 million on Michigan, Portnoy. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of extremely sizable bets from people with extremely sizable followings. And like I say, with a Portnoy, with a Drake, with a guys like that with millions of followers, it's not just their bet. It's that their millions of fans are all going to want to ride with their heroes. So then you get thousands of other. But don't worry about the money movement in Super Bowl type games, national championships.
What do you think of the over under 55.5? Is that too high for this?
I'm not touching it because I don't know what Michigan's going to end up doing here. I mean, if you look at last game, Michigan really didn't do much against Alabama. Alabama's a better defense probably than Washington, obviously. I would probably lean over, but then again, you have the stress of the national championship. Maybe it starts slow. We've seen that happen a lot before where the first quarter's 3-0 and then the fireworks start. So how I'm going to approach this, Howie, I'm going to wait, see how the first quarter goes, see how the first 3 or 4 drives go, try and get this down in the 40s. Hopefully we can get a punt or two back and forth, get this down to 49, and then I may hit the over, or an explosion in the first 5-6 minutes and then hit an under 67 or something like that. Whatever it starts at, usually in the national championship, it regresses back the other way pretty heavy once the emotions calm down and the game settles. So if it goes off, I'm going to look for an under. If it goes slow, I'm going to look for an over.
51% under 51 or under 55.5.
All right. Howie, do you agree with that? Like it feels like the national championship games kind of change pace in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, normally you see a slow start. You see a lot of conservative plays, for the first quarter. I just get the feeling that Washington's going to come out slinging. That Michigan's got way more pressure on them.
Washington's free rolling this.
The world, for some reason, the world expects them to win a national championship because they won one in like 100 years.
Because they never do.
And I mean, I don't know. I just think you roll with the best player. I mean, Penix is the best player on the field.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're giving me 5 in this game. I have Washington. I have this game as like a pick 'em or Washington.
You can get 5.5 on MGM.
Yeah, you might be able to get 6. It depends on how heavy the public comes into it.
I like the money line.
Yeah, I like the money line. I like Washington. We're all in here. Prop perspective, Bill Rupp. You said you have a prop on this game you really like. I'm assuming it's different than mine, but give me where you're at.
1 touchdown each quarter.
Oh, that's back?
Yep. It's
I didn't even see that.
Minus 195. FanDuel has a 30% boost, which brings it to minus 150. And I'm all in on that.
Great.
I also parlayed that. Once you use all your boost money, I actually added more. And then I put the Bills and the Cowboys on that to get my plus money.
To make sure you get a loser.
Plus 135.
With the Cowboys. Okay.
You do what you got to do.
They pulled that from us because I was slaying. So good to see that back. I'll probably do that touchdown each quarter. Bet 2 also. That's it. No player props, right?
Yeah, no, I gave that out at the beginning of the week.
Okay.
Moved.
All right. I got 2 props I'm going to give you right here. One prop really just laddered. So Dylan Johnson of Washington, we know the faction likes to get involved in any big games, right? Doesn't matter what the fuck is. And I don't think they're going to throw off the result of the national championship. I could see the faction getting involved here. Everyone and their mother's going to be pounding Penix props. He's the guy. It's going to be Corum and Penix that everyone's going to be betting, right, Howie? We're going to see nothing but Penix passing props and Corum rushing props, right? Because that's the flow for each team. I'm going the other way. I'm going Dylan Johnson, who was plus 126 when I put it in and put it out in the bowl guide this morning. It's now down to plus 112 on FanDuel. It's up to minus money on DraftKings last I checked. I like Dylan Johnson to score a touchdown here. He's a running back from Washington, for those of you that don't know. He has scored 4 times in the last 2 games, scored twice against Texas last week, twice the week before in the championship game against Oregon. So you're talking about a guy who's had double-digit touchdowns in his last 2 games, has 10 touchdowns in his last 6 games, 3 multi-score touchdowns in his last 6 games. I think he gets in a box here for plus money. I'm definitely taking that. So I like Dylan Johnson in the box plus 112 now. I like Dylan Johnson 2+ touchdowns, very small, like a fifth of the size. Just sprinkle it Here's a guy who's done it 3 of the last 6 games, and we're getting plus 700. So it's worth at least a little sprinkle, throw it in a parlay with something. And Dylan Johnson, first team touchdown, plus 400. So I would not be surprised whenever you think you know exactly how a Pac-12 team is going to approach, like Caleb's going to throw for 4 touchdowns. They run the first 3 in. Pennick's going to throw for 5, and they run the first 2 in. So I like the little DJ train here for me on there, Howie. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He's solid. He's definitely. I think he's going to score.
Yeah, I think he gets in the box and maybe get lucky and stab a couple from him. But I think Washington puts up some points. I think he steals one. And as far as carries are concerned, a lot of these college teams have like 3 backs, 4 backs that they rotate in and are moving all over the place. So it's a shit show. Washington, I mean, last week against Texas, he had 21 carries. The next closest guy was Rodgers with 19 rushing yards. So he's going to get 75% of the carries on this team, which is rare for a college team. So that's it. How we do it. Let's talk a little college basketball. Obviously, most of our focus is going to be on this tonight. But what do you think? College basketball, not a big slate. Obviously, they probably realize the national championships tonight and aren't trying to go up against it too heavy. But tomorrow's a great college basketball slate. But today, I don't think we have a single top 25 team playing, and only about 12 games.
I looked it over, and you got the best game. You got Northeastern playing at Monmouth. 80% of the money's on Monmouth, minus 1.5. I got to go with Northeastern there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, getting a 1.5. Both teams are about even. Northeastern has a couple decent guards. They shoot it. That's the only game I liked. I mean, the rest of these games tonight, this is the perfect night where you got a bunch of D2 schools that just went D1.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell. I mean, because
Incarnate Words playing, so there you go.
Yeah. You got a lot of Arkansas, Alabama. I mean, like usually we get that Cal Baptist slate on the shitty slates where you got 57 Cal teams. Yeah. Today we got Prairie View, Southern, Alabama A&M, Mississippi Valley, Alabama State, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Texas Southern, Houston Christian, Texas. You got the whole Bible Belt going bananas tonight, late, and all these schools that fucking shouldn't even be in D1.
Tommy, you got some guy in the chat. He really wants your attention, saying DJ's not 100%. He's hurt.
What do you mean?
Saying
no, I know he's hurt. He's banged. He's fine. Stop that. He's fine. DJ's fine. He's fine.
National championship game, man.
Yeah, he's fine.
There's a little thing called cortisone.
Yeah,
he's playing.
He's had injuries for fucking weeks. Yeah,
you shoot enough of it anywhere, you can play.
Yeah, he's fine. He wasn't healthy last week. That was one of the reasons why I like Texas. One of the main reasons why I was on Texas last week. DJ was a little banged up going into the game, banged up coming out of the game. He's fine. Dude, this is national championship. Shefty hasn't watched college football and doesn't have a connection in college football in the world. He's just trying to be relevant. By the way, we should talk about the McAfee thing too at some point. So Howie, that was crazy. Maybe we end with that.
Balls, man. I like him. He's got.
I love him. But for college basketball, just to wrap up what we're saying here, I haven't even looked. I was looking at SC State maybe. I have nothing. There's 12 games. They all suck. It's gonna be money line movements for me up until so maybe I drop a college basketball play later on tonight for the subs, but really nothing there for me so far. So I'm not gonna just throw a bet out. Only 4 or 5 hockey games tonight. It's basically college football or bust tonight for pretty much everyone. So all right, Howie, we appreciate you coming out. We'll talk to you a little bit later,
brother.
Go Husk. All right. Hockey, is that where we're going? Or no, let's go to NBA. Yeah. Bill Rupp. What do we got for NBA here, my dude?
So they're taking away my bet that I was making a lot of money on last week. It's only on a few.
I told you it was coming away this week.
Yeah, there's nothing to really put that with. So going back to the Celtics Pacers. First basket, Jaylen Brown plus 420, Porzingis plus 450. That's easy enough. The rest of the stuff, I like I said, they took away all my I hit 4 in a row on those, and now they're only available on certain games. So they fucked with that, and it sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of big favorites today. I'm not betting Boston on the road. I don't really bet sides in NBA. Props, I'll have a couple props later that I'm looking at. But right now, just Jaylen Brown and Porzingis for the first basket.
All right. Joey Rackets, you got the Bebo Bop? Anything going there?
The bot likes the Celtics on the road. 59%.
All right. Let's see. Anything else on that?
Not
It's gonna be
really.
a
for
high
me.
scoring game. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to NHL. In the NHL, we only got 1, 2, 3, 4 games tonight, but it is necessary to mention that the Boston Bruins are playing. So for our Boston Bruins update, let's tag in Evan Han and let us know how they're feeling in Beantown about the Bruins right now.
They've had a pretty good showing lately. You know, they're still a little wobbly in my opinion.
Little weeble wobble, all right?
Yep.
Not too consistent.
Lost to the Penguins in overtime last week.
I mean, that Tommy Pucks skill fucked that game. We put about 15 live bets out on that one, just hitting the over. I think it was 6-5, right? The final in that game.
It was a really high scoring game.
Yeah, we just kept hitting it. So we made a lot of money off that game. Carry on.
But I can see them beating the Avalanche tonight, but the line is 1.5, and that worries me. I don't know why.
So let's go to Joey Rackets on the Beeble Bop. I'm going to give you a couple plays here, Rackets, and you tell me what we're looking at. I have, of these 4 games, I have 3 games I could justify a play on. Again, college football night. We're going to be putting all my money on that. But I actually like, obviously, I always do plus money in hockey. I like the Canucks. I actually like the Bruins. And I like the Wild. So
You cut out for the second one, but
I know I intentionally didn't want to say Bruins out loud because then everyone would hear me. So yeah.
Bruins plus 1.5, 67%. Flyers plus 1.5, 68%.
Don't hate
Canucks,
the Flyers either.
Canucks plus 1.5, 63%. Wild plus 1.5, 66%.
Okay, so you're on all 4 dogs.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just run all 4 dogs because I was looking at the Flyers.
That's funny.
I mean, that line is a little fishy. 93% of the money of the public is on the Penguins, and the line's only moved 5 cents. So, yeah, let's do all 3 dogs. Let's just run it.
Plus
Dog
1.5 for everything. It's
dog
the
day
lowest,
afternoon.
lowest prediction you get is 63%.
Yeah, and that's insane. So let's hit them all plus 1.5, and let's hit them all on the money line. And we'll throw a half a unit to a unit on each, and just let that ride. So dog day afternoon here on the ice. Make it easy. Bet every underdog in hockey today, and we'll check back with you on Thursday. Silly Billy Rupp, anything you want to chime in on the hockey front there? Nope. All right. Where do you want to go next, E-Money?
That's gonna do it.
That's it, right? So now we can talk a little Pat McAfee?
Yep.
All right. What do you think? You are the breaking you're the TMZ conspiracy sports guy. What do you think?
Let me just get myself on here.
Guys, all right, in the chat. Guys, stop with the Dylan Johnson shit. He's playing. He was carted off the field. He didn't finish the game. Dude, that was the fakest fucking injury I've ever seen. He's fine, dude. He's fucking playing tonight. I've watched 3 interviews with him. He said, I'm good to go. The guy's been hurt all fucking year. He's fine. His prop on FanDuel is fucking 40 yards. He's fine. He had 49 last week. He's playing. Stop. Jesus fucking Christ, the national championship. May he get hurt at some point in the game. Playing, dude. If he was 100% healthy, his touchdown prop would be minus 240. Yes, he's fine. That's why we're getting plus 120. That's why we're not betting the yardage thing. He gets in the box today and plays the whole game. Shut up. Carry on, Evan.
So the sports media world is in shambles after Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee's show and basically talked shit about Jimmy Kimmel being on Epstein's Island. And that led to Pat McAfee then coming out later in the week and saying that someone within ESPN, I think he called him out by name, right?
Norby something?
Yeah, that guy. He did call him out.
Norby, I think his name's.
He said he's trying to dictate his show and fuck up his show. And
no, he said he has people on the inside who are actively sabotaging the show. That's what he said. There's rats on the inside that are actively sabotaging this show. And Evan, if there's anything else you want to chime in, I showed it to Bill. He didn't know too much about it. Rackets has been watching McAfee the longest and has been a loyal YouTube guy from years ago.
Yeah.
And I've actually hung out, texted with, and was friends with McAfee for a period of time there. So we probably are the best 2 people to talk about it. But you and Bill go first, and then we'll wrap with me and Rackets going back and forth.
What I said is I made a video about it. Welcome to signing a deal with big corporate networks who said they're not going to touch your show and not control what you say or do. And
controlled by Disney.
Exactly. Taking piece by piece, just pushing a little bit, and then you give, and then they push a little bit more, and then ultimately, at the end of the day, it's their show. It's that you say whatever they want to say. That's what it is.
And if
Welcome
you
to
wanna
the
get
welcome to the cabal, Bill.
paid, pay that money. You want that money. You want that lifestyle. That's
Independent media is the best.
You bow
Listen,
down. You bow down to the king if you want that money and lifestyle.
King
Yeah.
Walt.
You want to go? You want to go back to just YouTube and doing your shows and getting fined all the time and having to go get a deal with NFL media for putting up a touchdown and having to getting sued all the time for putting stuff on there and everything else. Go right ahead, but you want to be on ESPN with the big boys? You say what they are going to say.
Yeah.
They want to say, that's the end of it. That's
So
what
Rackets, like we said before, I know Pat. You probably watched the show way more than anyone. I didn't watch the show on YouTube, but I know him personally. Me and you went to war a little bit on the ESPN deal, right? And I think we're both right in our discussion. It was pretty fair.
I said it was a bad idea from the
You
get-go.
said this is a terrible idea. They're going to kill the
change, and you're like, no. They said they won't. No. Bro, it's gonna change.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said. I said,
you know what I mean.
What I said was, yeah, it's going to change, but he deserves to go get a bag, right?
Yeah.
And he deserves to be able to fail, right? Like, that's the thing. I didn't think it was going to last long, but my whole point was, listen, if someone's going to pay you $100 million, I would do the same fucking thing in that point. That's not selling out. That's selling, right? Because now everything's happening that we thought was going to happen. But I also said I think the show will still be good, and it has been good. I've watched it more in the last year. I know a lot of people who were the hardcores like Rackets saying it's not the same as it was.
It's not the same.
But for me and Bill,
good.
but here's the difference. Me and Bill never watched the was, right? So now you got 20 times the people watching. Me and Bill love the McAfee show because we don't have the old show to compare it to, right? Like, if you take the cursing out of this show, we're still probably the best betting show on the internet.
we like it,
But it's not anywhere near as good as me calling Bill a fucking retard all show, right?
We like it to a point, bro, but I think he's going to have a lot of issues now coming up because football's ending. And
I think he's trying to leave.
Me watching that show, bro, Pat, I'm sorry, you don't know shit about baseball. You don't know anything. You're trying to push hockey, which is probably the worst thing.
Why are you talking shit to Pat? First of all, shut up.
Yeah,
You think you are on my show talking shit to him?
Because why are you talking shit to Pat?
He'll wipe his ass with you.
I'm not talking shit to him. I'm just telling him.
You just said
He really
you
doesn't.
don't know shit about fucking baseball. When's Pat McAfee ever pretended to know shit about baseball?
When you ask Jeff Passan how many games they play in Major League Baseball, you don't know shit about baseball.
Well, okay, that doesn't make him a bad person. So
I didn't say. Did I say he was a bad person?
Matt, you don't know shit about baseball.
I said your show
here's
is
how
going to suffer because you lost me the other day when you started talking about hockey.
You woke Jenna up. You woke Jenna up.
You know, the only person who changed the channel, I changed the channel when hockey came on.
No one cares about
the only person watching was Night Ghost.
Here's the way you phrase that.
Maybe Evan, because they had a Bruins player on.
Here's the way you phrase it as an adult. You know, here's how I'll say it. I'm curious what's going to happen over the summer. So, Pat, if you are watching, which you're not because you're on your show right now on ESPN Plus, if you are watching by any chance, here's how an adult would say it. I think the show has been great through football season because it's been constant talk. He's on College Game Day. I think it's been fantastic. I really like the show, but I don't watch anyone else's stuff regularly. But I am curious, without the crazy motherfucker, fuck this, fuck that, conspiracy nuts madhouse that they have there, as someone who did a show by himself on Sirius XM, I struggled in the summer, right? Like, there was nothing. If we struggle on here, right, Bill? Yeah. When we get to like May and June, where it's like, what the fuck are we going to talk about today? We're just going to do
so many Aaron Rodgers interviews.
You can only talk about the NFL draft and the prospects, and meanwhile, you're talking about the Toronto Blue Jays versus the fucking Minnesota Twins for 5 minutes, which no one gets. So summer's hard, but we can get through it here because we can just fuck with each other for 20 minutes, make it entertaining around it. They're not going to be able to do that much because there's so much censorship on them. So Rackets, what is the McAfee show? Because Pat doesn't claim to know hockey or baseball or basketball. He pretty much is a football guy, and he knows that. They're moving in the hockey direction, which I don't think is the greatest move because not many people do care much about hockey, but they do have a couple guys who know hockey, so I think that's why he's doing it. What does the McAfee show usually do during the summer? Rackets, like, what are they talking about in May, June, and July?
Bro,
Just mayhem, right?
Yeah, it's just
That
a lot.
can't do that anymore, though.
You can't. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to do that now.
OTAs, mini camps, and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but what
Like,
are they
there's
doing?
only-
What's making you watch? You're not watching for OTAs.
No, it's just
what makes you as a fan watch in May? What are they talking about?
just bullshit, pretty much.
Right.
Like just basically just the habit of watching the show. Honestly,
Right. It's like Antonio Brown will go get arrested and they'll spend 2 hours talking about
that kind
guns
of
and
shit.
bitches and shit, which you can't do now.
Right.
Right? Like ESPN will be like, yo, let's get to some content. We have a WNBA game coming up in 3 hours that we need you to promote. Or
Maybe
something.
ESPN may be the one that's pushing the hockey stuff too, because they have all the games are on ESPN Plus.
Yeah. And someone had a great comment in the chat. I think it was Phila, who said ESPN bought and paid for the McAfee show to destroy it. And companies have done shit like that's actually an interesting conspiracy. Smart. It's an interesting conspiracy that I've never thought of. I don't think that's what happened because they kind of made it bigger, right? And Pat's the type of guy who'll be like, fuck you, I'm out. Did it with Barstool. He's done it every time. Like, he'll just walk
You're
away.
seeing that kind of stuff like Shannon Sharp got fired from or left fucking Fox, and now he's doing the stuff with Ocho on YouTube. Like, you're seeing these guys kind of like branch off and like do the same thing just in opposite directions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Jim Gaffigan, who blew up last night. By the way, I got 1 million impressions on Twitter there. You might be proud of me. You're the 7-figure.
10K likes. That's
you're a 7-figure guy. So I figured out another 7-figure club. But Jim Gaffigan left Netflix to start his own thing on YouTube, made $30 million, that year, and more than he's ever made in his life. So there are people that go the other way, that have been networked their whole life and go to YouTube. And then there have been people who've been YouTube and gone to network. Pat actually did do it the same way, if you think, Rackets, because he really didn't come out as an individual. He came out as Barstool kind of.
Right.
And so
he was like
he
huge.
left the big organization.
I mean, he's huge now, but he was fucking.
Yeah, but he left the big organization, went to YouTube, and then went back to network. I think he ends up back on YouTube. It's kind of the same thing sitting first class.
Yep.
YouTube. Hold on. Uncensored is hard to leave. Okay?
Once you're uncensored, it's very hard to censor.
I didn't say a curse in 2 years on Sirius XM. Once I got a podcast and my own show, I'll never go back to Sirius XM. Because it's so much fun to say fucking whatever the fuck.
They don't want you.
What if they offered you $10 million?
No, I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't. If Sirius XM offered me $10 million, yeah, of course I would do that. Yeah. ESPN, no.
You're not going.
You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me $100 million to go to ESPN.
They're not going to offer you.
You could pay me $100 million to go to ESPN. But that's it. Think about that. Yeah, you could do that. But it would cost $100 million. What were you saying, Bill? What were you saying about my tweet or something?
They're not going to give you $1. Number one. Number two, your tweet. Little big tough Tommy G watching the Golden Globes, huh?
Yeah.
Bill's rubbing off on you. Pause.
Well, no, I was on the phone with Bill.
I didn't.
And
even
Bill yelled titties.
Next thing I know, I hear in the background, "Oh, who?" Tommy's like, "Who's that?"
I watched 10 minutes of it last night, and whoever was hosting, James Coy, I think it was, awful, bro. I couldn't. I was like, I gotta turn this off.
Awful. That guy was awful.
Listen. First of all, number one, all the fucking idiots. We're gonna probably do a No Mercy this week. And I'm gonna attack the fuck out of you cuck-servative retards on Twitter.
Oh, I like
who
that.
are like, yeah, Tommy, why are you watching the Golden Globes? That's some cabal shit. Because you have to know what the other side is doing at all times. You have to keep up with what's going on. That's what the whole world is seeing. I need to be able to see it to see what they're doing. You idiots, get out of your echo chamber, you losers.
There was a lot of famous people. They like the whole there was.
Oh, that's because it's in LA and the Golden Globes. You know how many kids they're gonna rape at the end of that fucking thing?
That
Oh
was
my God.
Huge.
We're already demonetized for the show.
Kevin Costner was there, Bill Rupp.
They act like usually you don't get all those people in that
because
room.
there's a fucking there's an organ harvest
Oprah.
ceremony at the end of that.
Oprah was there.
Oprah and all purple.
She had to deliver all the kids.
Yeah, she had to bring the babies from her fucking African house, from her African school.
Let me tell you something. If you have Oprah, Meryl Streep, and Tay-Tay in the same room,
wow, Bill's like,
Tay-Tay was not happy about the NFL jokes. Tay-Tay did not like those.
Pissed.
I'm surprised Kelsey wasn't there.
I'm
surprised Kelsey wasn't there. That was crazy.
He got scratched from the game too. I'm like, oh man, this motherfucker's about to be in the
He about to show up in a 3-piece suit up in the fucking up in the Globes, yo.
Oprah, Tay-Tay, and the only thing they needed was Beyonce.
Yeah. But it's funny. Everyone's like, you don't realize that Jim Gaffigan, by saying that, is actually mocking us. I'm like, you don't realize that in 2019, I taught you what adrenochrome was. So let's not tell me what I fucking know. Okay? What I do know is that no one who's fucking children in Hollywood is going to go up there and go, these motherfuckers are fucking children. Okay? That's what I do know. All right? So you're wrong, you weirdo. Keep fucking banging the cue boards and fucking pretending you know what's going on as you talk to me about the storm that's still coming from 4 years ago, you retards. Bill, any final words on the Globes?
That one black girl with them
two bowls of tits.
What? One of the biggest things they were just.
They were. I've never been.
It was like accurate. A bowl of black ice.
It was just two big bowls of boob. They were poured into it. They were jiggling like this. Like, when that bra came off, those tits fell to her knees, right? She like picked them up and dropped them in two bowls.
Bro.
And then she was just walking out like that. That was amazing.
That was
the first award, right?
Yeah.
Like, right. They were like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're the most racist organization in the world. We're going to give it to this big fat black girl with 2 bowls of milk. And then
God, dude.
Just bowls of titty in there.
Right.
So yeah, she was disgusting. But that was a smart move by the Golden Globes because they literally went, hey, we're going to give it to the fat black bitch with 2 bowls of milk. And then we're not going to give another award to a black person all rest of the night.
Oh, I'm surprised. That's what I told you. I was
like a Klan rally reporting to that stage. I
told you last night. I was surprised more black people didn't win.
No, the Globes don't do that. Yeah, the big awards they won't. The little awards they do, and then they'll just have like 50 black presenters at the Oscars to make it look like, black people are involved.
Well, we saw last night who's winning the Oscars. I mean, there was like 2 shows who just pretty much.
Well, it's Oppenheimer and Barbie, basically.
Yeah, movie and then that other like Chinese type movie, but everything was just those couple shows.
That's all the same. It's all fucking propaganda. But all right, guys, and this is the type of shit I think McAfee would have wandered to in the summer months, like conversations like this, which you probably can't do anymore on ESPN. So to give you an example of where the struggle might be, final point on the McAfee thing, Rackets, do you think he's actively sabotaging his deal and trying to get the fuck out?
I was of the opinion he shouldn't have taken the deal in the first place.
Right. Do you think he's realizing it and going, fuck this money ain't worth it?
This is because they had it was supposedly he had the thing worked out with like the executives in Disney that everything was going to stay the same and all this shit. Never the case, man.
Yeah.
Never the case. So yeah, I think he's trying to get out or like seeing how far he can push the other way because he knows he's being pushed. So now he's just kind of pushing back to see how far can I go back the other way before. I mean, dude,
someone made the greatest comment. If you look at the guy that McAfee was making fun of, someone in the comments said he looks like the type of guy that, becomes friends with you and then tries to fuck your wife when you're out of town. Like that's exactly what he looks like. That's exactly what he looks like. And tries to make out with your wife when you're out of town or something. Bill, what do you think? You think McAfee is there this time next year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. I honestly don't know. I think he's trying to get out. I was the first one with the McAfee conspiracy to begin with. So yeah,
money's too good. The money's too good.
I think he's trying to get out. So we will see. Final words, Joey Rackets.
Rupp and Rackets 5:30.
Bill Rupp, final words.
Rupp and Rackets 5:30 in Discord.
Evan Hand, if Michigan wins this game, what does it mean?
Rigged.
And for Howie, Dewey, Bill Rupp, Joey Rackets, who's literally just losing teams and players by the minute. Just fucking.
As long as I got Purdy, I'm fine.
Wait till the Rams come in and make the next round. It's been a bad few weeks with the Purdy 6 interception. Been a bad few weeks for Rackets, and it's about to get a lot worse.
I got Taylor's rushing yards. I got the Bills to plus 500 to make the playoffs. I'm fine.
No, not your bets.
I'm fine.
Looking Zach Wilson Ritter stances. You're looking a lot more Zach Wilson Ritter with your stances than you were before.
No.
With the Colts making the playoffs, Trevor Lawrence being a god, and Brock Purdy. Yeah, you're coming here. Welcome.
Wait till Purdy wins the Super Bowl.
Welcome. Can't wait till he gets hurt and Darnold wins the Super Bowl. For Joey Rackets, Bill Rupp, Evan Hand, Howie Dewey, I am Tommy G. Let's get ready for the national championship tonight. Rupp and Rackets 5:30 in the Discord, and then we will probably run that right into the national championship game where hopefully Washington will come out and get the victory over a very shitty Michigan team who shouldn't even be there. Good luck. Stay cashin', motherfuckers.
Let's go!